Welcome back to Cowabunga Corner. In this episode, we are talking about the original 5 episodes of the first cartoon series. In the first 5 episodes of the original cartoon series, we get, much like with the comics and stuff, the origin of the turtles, them meeting their friends, and the other characters that are going to be introduced. Basically, the mood and theme of the full series is done up in the first few episodes to see if it would sell. The original cartoon aired as only the 5-parter. There was not 13 or 12 episodes to the first season. It was just episodes 1 through 5. When put together, it was called The Epic. But they did have their individual names. You had Turtle Tracks, Enter the Shredder, A Thing About Rats, Hot Rodding Teenagers from Dimension X, Shredded, and Splintered. These episodes together are some of the best episodes you can watch of the original cartoon series. You get the introduction to the turtles, how they meet April. You find out that she's a reporter right away. That's the first thing you see in the series. You meet her friends, Vernon, Mr. Burns, and Irma, all right there. And you get to see Bebop and Rocksteady in their human form. These episodes are something that I personally think was some of the top-notch stuff we could ever get of Turtles. Especially for being a fan of the original cartoon series. The first episode, which is why it's one of my favorites, was A Thing About Rats, but I didn't catch it until it was in reruns in 1989. Now, the plot of the series was actually getting to meet the Turtles, and April finding out we had to have a reason why April would not turn them in. She's a reporter, so one would think, as a reporter, April's going to go out there and report about these turtles. They had to have a reason to stop her and something to promise her to get her to not report about them right away. So this first few episodes is about gaining April's trust to where she knows who they are and finding out who the Shredder is. The turtles have never heard of Shredder. They heard of Oroku Saki, but they didn't know that Saki was here in the U.S. They did not know that he was running his own Foot Clan. We also learned that Oroku Saki didn't just start up the Foot Clan here in New York. He brought in alien technology with Krang, promising Krang a robot body, as long as Krang gave him the technology he needed. So we got to see the Technodrome, the lasers, all the scientific stuff that he was just popping out of nowhere. And he had this awesome chain. He had Ninja Dry Cleaning, Ninja Pizza. I wish they kind of kept something along that to where we could see it in future episodes, that Shredder was still keeping this kind of stuff going. He had all these employees elsewhere. But no, that was it. We got to see that in the first episode and go, oh look, that's pretty cool. And you know they work for Shredder because Ninja Security is bringing out the foot soldiers to go protect this high-tech stuff that they're going to go steal. So when you stop and look at it and go, this is a very fascinating side of the story. Wish they followed up on it. And then we get the thugs, Bebop and Rocksteady, who are basically out for revenge. They're given a simple job. Let's go take out this reporter lady for Shredder. And they mess it up because of these turtles. So when they're told they can get revenge against the turtles, they're in for it. But they didn't realize they're going to be changed themselves. Well, they seemed to be okay with themselves after they were changed. Because the first time we see them after that, they're ready to go in there and plow in to beat up the turtles. And at first, they seem like a threat, until you learn their IQs didn't improve at all. But that's what made them fun. I really liked each of the characters inside this series. David Wise did such a fantastic job putting this together. It's one of those things that I could turn on as many times as I want. Sit down with some friends, order some pizza, and enjoy ourselves with something good on TV. And it's something from our past so we can reminisce as we're watching it. I highly recommend it to anyone who's not, if you're just getting into the fandom and have not seen the original cartoon series, don't start in the middle of the series. Make sure you get those first 5 episodes, because that is where it all starts. That's where the fun is. That's where the really good animation was, even though they did do some messes up in those episodes. April goes to take off in the first episode, and Don flips over her. There's a mix-up between Don and Raph right there with voice actor and animation. So check it out and see what I'm talking about by finding this and either getting it on DVD or watch it with a friend if they have it. Of course, if you have a VCR, there are VHS with these episodes on there. If you get the Epic, which I know is out there, you're going to get a very edited version. So if you're going to go out and find it, I recommend the DVDs, because that way you are going to see the episode as what it was meant to be, instead of something chopped up that was done for pay-per-view TV. One of the things I really liked about this series was that you could take this as a 5-parter standalone, meaning they got a beginning, middle, and end. If this series did not go over as well as it did, they could have ended the series right there, and fans would have been happy with it as a standalone movie of its own sorts, instead of being a full TV series. It had that quality to where the story was wrapped up. Of course, they also left it open enough to where the bad guys survived. The turtles are still out there, so there's always something left to be told. And so one of the things I really liked was the ending, that the Shredder and the Technodrome all got sucked into Dimension X, leaving the turtles here. Of course, there was that fun joke about the talking brain from Dimension X on the TV set. The jokes, everything with the series right there, just kind of wrapped it up, sealing it, saying, okay, this series can end if it needs to. This is a test. And that test did fantastic, to the point where the series went on for years. We lost the series only when CBS decided to drop all of their current Saturday morning cartoons. It was never dropped as an individual show at that time. They kept it going the full time, even when CBS kind of went harder to watch. At least in the Detroit area, went very hard to watch. These 5 episodes let it off and gave it such a strong start that we had the huge boom of Ninja Turtles in the early 1990s that we did. It would not have happened if it was not for the original cartoon series bringing in a lot of the fans. As a fan of the original cartoon series and comics and everything, this is something that I think everyone can enjoy, including fans of the more serious stuff, because there is a bit more serious to these 5 episodes than there is to the rest of that series. What are your thoughts on the original cartoon series? Please share with us. Let us know through either comments or video blogs. And if you do a video, please connect it here. Do it as a video reply. We'll be very happy to have as many fans as part of this as we can get. In the meantime, don't forget to check out our website, cowabungacorner.com, and we'll catch you next week.